Hey everybody, I recently did a video featuring 5 of the most insanely expensive and rare Dreamcast games. Not necessarily the most rare or expensive, just the ones I happen to have in my collection that are still fetching insanely high prices. To get the price, I averaged price charting, Lukey Games, and eStarland prices, so I figured why not keep it going with the next 5 most expensive games I have in my Dreamcast collection. So today let's take a look at games number 10 through 6. Number 10, Gunbird 2. Finally, a shmup that I don't hate. Gunbird 2 was developed by Capcom, but did not involve Takumi. It seems like whenever Takumi gets involved, the game becomes a bullet hell that people like me don't stand a chance at. Gunbird 2 takes its time, the difficulty ramps up, and while you have unlimited continues earlier in the game, they slowly disappear, and the game becomes less forgiving the later you get. I think it's a brilliant method to help players improve their skills, rather than just being too forgiving or otherwise unapologetically difficult. Gunbird 2 comes in at number 10 on our list with its collector-friendly average cost of $69.21. Number 9, Street Fighter III Third Strike. When I was growing up, Capcom made so many Street Fighter 2s, you'd wondered if they'd ever get to 3. Then when they finally did, they released Double Impact and Third Strike fairly quickly after the original. Adding new characters and music for levels, it would take nearly 4 whole years before Third Strike made an appearance on the PlayStation 2. It was essentially a Dreamcast exclusive for many years. Street Fighter III Third Strike has an average asking price tag of about $89.81. 8. Bangai-O. Originally developed by Treasure for the Nintendo 64 in Japan, this game was ported to the Dreamcast for its American release and plays similar to a twin-stick shooter, but from a side-scrolling perspective. You pilot a mech which flies around a play area shooting enemies of varying types, and blowing up small buildings which refill your bomb meter. Collectible fruit appears around the stage that adds to players' scores and eventually leads to 1-ups. Sections of the level are only unlocked when enemies are cleared, and some areas can be accessed by blowing out walls. Bangai-O is a fairly unique game and fetches an average asking price of $91.31. Number 7. Tech Romancer is a Capcom game which plays like a Saturday morning cartoon. Players choose different mechs, and a mostly 2D fighting game ensues. But the story arc for each character plays out differently, each one seemingly an homage to a different famous giant robot from popular Japanese franchises, like Gundam, Ultraman, Super Sentai, and more. This is quite possibly the most Japanese of the games featured on this list, and players familiar with those different franchises will quickly pick up on the nods to each series' style. Tech Romancer comes in at just below the $100 mark at an average of $99.64. At number 6 should be no surprise that it's Power Stone 2. I'm sure people were waiting for this one to show up in the rankings, as Capcom's Power Stone franchise is a chaotic fighting game that many people these days find akin to something like the Smash Bros. Series. Various power-ups drop and can be picked up by any player, and the goal is to knock players out of the matches, while surviving the ever-changing and morphing landscapes of each battle arena. At an average price of $108.01, Power Stone 2 might not appeal to mainstream fighting game fans, but also has no problem making new fans of first-time players. And that pretty well wraps up 5 more insanely expensive and rare Sega Dreamcast games that I happen to own and can make a video out of. But I did it all for you. What do you think of the games in the list? If you like them, please give this video a like, subscribe for more gaming videos in the future, and sound off in the comments about which one of these games you'd like to add to your collection, or which ones you might already have and enjoy playing.